Hey everyone. Okay, so this is Jordan, and I did my story like a while ago. It's last week, and then I totally forgot to post the video that I did make, and I thought I did, so I deleted it. So I'm not gonna get into it, but it's okay. Okay, so it's gonna be a little long. So if you really don't care, you just don't watch it. But I would love if you did. I would absolutely love it. Okay. So, I'm going to talk about my story about how I came in touch with God. And there's going to be some sad parts, but I will not be sad about it. And I will not cry, will not tear up. So, if I laugh, don't think I'm weird. Just how I am. Okay, so, um, where to begin? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, when I was young, my mom and my dad split up, and so I lived with just my mom in Florida. I was born in Illinois, and I never really saw my dad. Never really got to. My mom never wanted me to. He had like schizophrenia and bipolar, but we can't all help what we have. So but she just didn't want me to be around that, so which was understandable as a mom. But then she got into drugs, and it affected everyone. And she wasn't a horrible, horrible mom. She still had money, and we still lived places. Like, we moved a lot, and I went to different schools. But, I still had places to stay. And it's not like I was, like, on the streets, so I'm not going to complain. And I was on honor roll. I always helped my mom out. I always did my homework without being asked. I was a very good girl. He was very trustworthy. I behaved all the time, and I loved to live with my mom, I never knew she was doing drugs until, like, I found out when I was like 10 or 11. And my mom was very honest with me, and she just told me, because I kept asking why we kept coming to this one place. She was like, oh, well, your mom's an addict, but I'm going to stop. And of course, an addict's going to say that, so I didn't really care. And I love my mom. I still talk to my mom, and she's just amazing. I love her. Like, she really is. Sure, she's had a hard time, but who hasn't? Everyone's had their struggles, and her struggles made me the person I am today, and I like who I am. So, sure, there's some things I'm working on, but I like it. So, I'm not going to mess with it much. So, I'm grateful for, how the woman I've become. When I was like 14 or 13, I lived with my grandma. Got full custody of me when she found out my mom was doing drugs, and my mom got worse after that, because obviously you take her children away, it's not really the happiest thing in the world. So me and my brother were living with my grandma and my grandpa, and at first when you're young, you're just like, oh yeah, get to live with my grandparents, they're gonna spoil me, get whatever I want. And at first it was like that, because your grandparents do spoil you. Then they get into the parent role, and they're kind of pointing out all your flaws and what you need to fix and what's a no-no, and all of that. And they have to be a parent, so they can't be a grandparent. And it's really hard to be a parent and a grandparent at the same time, because you have to be like the strict, and then you have to be the cool, fun, and that's not easy. So it was either my grandparents or a parent, and they chose the parent role. I I do get spoiled, I guess, a little bit, but it's for other reasons. Me and my grandma, we don't get along all the time. I'm very stubborn. Yeah, so she won't admit that, but I do love her. She's done a lot for me, but she's very hard on me, and it's because she just doesn't want me ending up like my mom. But I haven't. I'm 18. I have never smoked weed and don't really care for it. People tell me it's not addictive, but I'm sorry. No, it's not happening. I never, do any drugs. I'm not going to say I've never had a drink. Like, I have had alcohol, but it was with an adult, and I didn't even like it, so I didn't dig in those sips. So, but I don't go drinking all the time. I really don't care for that. I'm very, okay. I went to different schools, a lot of different schools. I made a lot of friends, and you find out who your friends are. Believe it or not, people, I used to have really thick glasses and really long stringy hair and braces, and I was just, and I'm still fluffy, but I was short and fluffy, and no one was my friend in like grade school. No one. And it was very hard when I went to the private school because, it was just hard. And there was this called honor roll or some class, and it's where you were really smart. You get to go into it. So I worked my butt off to get into that class, and it's where I met one of my good friends, Aaliyah. She was like amazing. I miss her so much. We were so close. And then Megan, we were friends for a while, but it was mostly me and Aaliyah. And I miss her so much. Like, we were literally inseparable in grade school. And then she went to a different school, and it was really hard to stay in contact when you're young because we don't have a cell phone. So we still did here and there, but not as much as usual. And um, then I went to a different school, and we just lost contact for a while. And now we're friends again, but we don't get to see each other that much because we're so busy, each of us, with our own lives. Um, you're probably like, well, how does this have to do with God? Again, when my mom was drug addict and like all these bad things kept happening, I kind of gave up on him. I was like, all right, dog, that's cool. Leave me hanging. Little 12-year-old by herself. Thanks so much for that. I mean, everyone's arguing in our family because of this whole entire issue, and you're just like a 12-year-old sitting here like, I like brats and cartoons. You can't really do a lot. And I mean, there's other stuff that went on in my life, but I really don't feel like it's right to say. If you do want to know more about it and you know who I am, then you can come ask me, and if I feel like I can trust you with it, I will tell you. So I didn't really believe in God. My dog's so cute. Look at him. He's adorable. Okay, sorry. I didn't believe in God. I was just really done with praying and hoping for someone to be my savior, and no one was, besides my grandparents, I guess. But that wasn't what I wanted. I wanted that whole entire dream. I wanted a mom, and I wanted a dad. I wanted a house. I mean, I wanted to have that childhood. I wanted to be daddy's girl, and I didn't. I couldn't, and it was really hard. And like, the longer and longer I lived without my mom, and like a lot of stuff came back. Like, she kept coming back into my life and leaving, back and then leaving, and so it was really distraught. I got really depressed. I was so depressed. I didn't know what to do, and I'm very nice. I really don't like to put my burden on others, so I started cutting. And this is when I was like 15. I started cutting, and I did it because my friend was cutting, and I told her to stop doing it. And she was like, why? And I'm like, it's not good. I don't like seeing that. And she was like, well, it's a great stress reliever. When I'm angry, I do it. And I was like, oh. And she stopped doing it. And one night I was just so fed up with all of the stuff that was going on with my life. I had so much stuff to do. I was always getting yelled at. So much drama going on at school. Like, I hated school. Like, everyone was ridiculous. And I just didn't know what to do, and I missed my mom. I wanted to live with her, and and I just, so much was going on, and all I could do, I just wanted to hit something. I wanted to cry. I wanted to just do something, and I didn't know what to do. So I mean, when you're so mad, you're just blinded by rage, and you just don't even know. Like, all I knew was the next thing was my wrist was bleeding, and I know people are like, "Ooh, you really should be telling people that. That's horrible. That's personal." I mean, yeah, but everyone goes through something, so why would I tell a fake story to you? I mean, it's reality. I did, and I did it like a few times. I did it for a few months. No, not a few months. Like maybe a month, and then I stopped because I was like, "That's bad. I shouldn't be doing it." And my friend also found out. She was really mad at me. Awkward. So then I stopped doing it, and um, like, some harder stuff came. I was switching schools from freshman year to sophomore year. I went to a different school, and it was really hard making new friends. Like, everyone's not really friendly when you're your sophomore there, and I didn't know anyone, and that was hard. And then more stuff came, and just all this other drama with my mom came, and then a lot of other crap happened, and so much. Like, I'm not going to get into detail. Like, if you're ever curious and you want to know why, just come and ask. But so much was happening, and I was literally on the verge of tears. Like, I would cry every night. I just didn't know what to do. one night I hated myself. God, did I hate myself. I mean, I'm fat, fluffy. I say fluffy, it makes me feel better about myself. But I'm fluffy, I mean, I've never, like, I always took this negatively. I've never had a boyfriend. No guys ever asked me out. And I constantly had, like, other people who would say crap, including, like my brother. He would call me. He was just not helpful whatsoever. And now he's good. Like, we talked. We're good now. But back then he was horrible to me. He was always wanting to fight, and I just don't like to fight. I mean, it was awful, and I just didn't know what to do, and I just wanted everything to stop. I was so done. And, it just kept going on through my junior year, and stuff kept happening, and I made really good friends. Rain, Sam, and Eva, they're like my best friends, and Catherine. I mean, I would talk to them a lot, and Catherine's like this innocent pervert. It's really hard to explain. Rain's just like this perfect individual. It just pisses me off. Like, I just wish I was her. She's so freaking perfect. And Sam is just so pretty, and she's like so funny and goofy and nerdy, and she's just like great, great, a great ball of perfectness. I don't even know. And then Eva is like my twin. Like, you people don't even know how much of we are we alike. And I just saw her today, and she made my day. Like, made my whole week, and I miss her so much. But junior year was pretty hard, and uh, I had psychology class with Rain and Eva. Now, I'm going to tell something that I was really debating whether to tell because it's really stupid, but I'm being honest with you people. Well, Rain and Eva were in my psychology class, and it was okay. Here, oh crap! I don't even know how to do this. Okay, here's me. Behind me, oh no, wait. Here's me. In front of me was Rain, and to my right was Eva. So we're like a trio. So, we were all, it was my first period. I had it every day, which was freaking great because they just made my days. And, one day I had so much, I was so done, I was so drained, I didn't sleep, I really didn't even eat, I didn't care what I looked like, and I loved doing makeup in the morning. That's how people knew it was wrong. So I had a lot of antibiotics in my cabinet, and so I just like took a lot of them, hoping I would just like overdose or something. I was really done. I didn't believe in God. Everything was going so wrong. Nothing was happening right, no matter how much good crap I did. I mean, I have over 6,000 hours in community service. Karma does not happen, people. I still don't believe in karma. I'm sorry, but I don't. I mean, that's just bullcrap. That's not even fair. And people are like, well, wait for the later life. I'm like, what if I don't make it then? What if I'm going to give up. I'm just going to stop. I don't care. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm only 17, and I'm going through so much crap that even 25-year-olds haven't gone through. And I'm sure my life's not the worst. I'm not saying I had the hardest life, but I'm saying for me right at that point, I was done. So I tried overdosing, and you know what? It didn't do crap. All I did was get a stomach ache. That was it. I was so pissed. And excuse my language, but I was very mad. And, in those times of need or mad, you just say, even though if you don't believe in God, you're like, oh, why God, blah, blah. Well, I was so mad at God. I was yelling at him. I'm like, you think this is some kind of joke? You think it's funny, blah, blah, blah. I was crying. I was like, you know what? I'll give you one last chance to prove that you're real. I'm like, give me a sign tomorrow, or I'm going to do it again tonight, and I will make sure it works. And I was straight up serious. I've never been more serious about anything in my life. And first period, Rain's there, and she's telling me about this thing called Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club is like, it's like Cadence for Christ thing. It's where you go and you not worship God. Like, people who don't believe in God are welcome. It's just to help you give an idea of God and listen to people's experience. And I asked her, why? Why do you want me to go? And she's like, well, I'm telling my story today. And I was like, and Rain was a good friend of mine. And, I was like, okay. And I kind of thought this was like the last time I'd see her, so, I went to do it. I went with her. I mean, we were in class, she texted me, I'm sorry. She texted me, and I was like, all right, sure, I'll go. So I woke up earlier, and I went there, and I met her, and she was so happy. And, she's telling her story, and she said that she hated herself in middle school. I'm just like, what? Bro, you're, amazing. How the hell do you hate yourself? What? So, I mean, I took this as a sign from God to invite me to the God Club. You know, technically don't judge me. That's what I took. And you know what? I'm here today, so you better not complain. Unless you hate me. I'm sorry. But, so, like, that just bothered me the whole entire time. She's like, in middle school, I hated myself. And I'm just, like, baffled by why the heck would you hate yourself? Do you not know how perfect you are? Like, just, I wanted to, you just anger, you don't even know. So, I was in first period, and Eva wasn't there. I just, I would not stop bothering her. I was like, why'd you hate yourself? Why'd you hate your, I would pass her notes. I mean, I wanted to know. And she's like, she did not want to tell me, you know, I guess it was something real personal, but y'all know me, I'm persistent. If I really want to know, I really want to know. So I kept asking her, and she was like, why do you care? Like, what's the big deal about it? Because she could tell I really wanted to know. And I was like, if there's a chance that I can end up like you, then I would really like to know. Like, so, I mean, if you went from something awful to something amazing, that means there's still a chance for me. And I guess she understood that, and she told me, and I will not repeat it. I will not, I promised her. But she, you know, she thought I wouldn't like her anymore, but oh my God, I just idolized her so much more, and I'm older than her. I just idolized her. I had so much respect for her. I mean, she's just an amazing human being overall, and I really and truly love her to death, and I would do anything for this woman. Like, really, she's an amazing person. And I'll like show pictures too at the end. And then, so, you know, I started going to Breakfast Club, and then I met this one lady named Janan. Y'all should know who Janan is, and if you know who I am, so you'll know her. She was, when I went there, she was so smiley, and she was like, oh my God, hi, Jordan. I guess Rain talked to her or something and told my name. I was like, hi. And she was like, how are you? And I was like, I'm good. And, you know, she's so smiley, and she's like this really pretty, you know, tall lady. And she's smiley. Like, oh my God, so many smiles. And I'm just like, what? Like, you know, the creepy Christian smile. I know I'm a Christian now, so, you know, I'm not going to say anything. But that's literally what the first thing was in my head, like, creepy Christian smile. Whoa. So she asked me out to lunch or brunch. And I didn't know if that was normal. So, like, I texted Sam and I texted Rain. I was like, yo, the girl asked me out to lunch. Is that right? Does she do that to anyone else? Like, I felt really weird. She's like, oh, yeah, she just does it to get to know you. I was like, oh, okay. No one's ever taken the time to get to know me. So, you know, I went out to Peaches with her. It was really good, by the way. And, you can ask her. When I was telling my story, I would tell like the saddest parts. I felt like I could tell her anything, which was really nice. And I also took that as a sign from God, like a little vent. You know, I could vent finally to someone who wasn't family. You know what I mean? Because you certain things you can't tell family and all that. So it was really, really nice. And I got to vent to her, and she was all ears. She was listening, and I had, I don't know, I don't want to say fun, but I enjoyed it. You know, it was really nice to have someone listen to me for once. I'm always listening to everyone. And so she was listening to me, and I mean, like, Raina and Sam listened to me, but I was still being like, I was just beginning to be friends with them, so, you know, you don't tell them everything. And I'm telling her everything, like, anything she asked, I told her. I felt so comfortable with her, and with the saddest issues, I was literally laughing my butt off. I would tell her, like, the most depressing thing, and I'd be laughing, and she's just like, she gave me looks, and I eventually figured out why. I was like, oh, I don't cry in front of people. This is just not what I do. And if I do, it's because I feel comfortable, and I'm like, I do feel comfortable with you, but that's like a level of vulnerability, and I just feel like it's a weakness. And she understood that, and I really don't like crying in front of people. I do not do it. Like, I don't. I may tear up, but I will not drop a tear. You will not see it. If you do, you are so lucky. Okay, you have a gift. So, you know, Janan was pretty close to me, and then, so then I started going to Breakfast Club a lot, you know, and I started doing a lot of stuff with them, and I loved going there, and I talked to people, and I helped other people, and then, there was this thing called, Carolina Point, and it was just, oh my God, it was so amazing. I can't even fathom how much I love it. Like, I get so happy just talking about it. It's this amazing trip, and I loved it. You go to South Carolina, and you stay there for a week, and you have no cell phone, no electronics. And trust me, I was like, holy baby Jesus, what the heck? But anyways, Rain got to go for free because she did this comedy cafe thing, and I didn't, and I was going to, but I couldn't. And God, did I want to go? I mean, I love South and North Carolina, like the prettiest places, the mountains, stars. I loved it, and I tried saving up money, and it's like it was $500, and I could not afford that. I could not, and um, I couldn't go, and like Rain was begging me to go, and I was like, I really want to, and I really did. Like, you guys don't even know how badly I wanted to go. It was like my dream place to live. And I got a call from Shanann, the most amazing person in the world, saying I got a scholarship. I was like, for what? I didn't apply for anything, so I didn't understand what she meant by scholarship. And they don't do them anymore, but I mean, they did. This is the one they did. And she was like, well, I entered you in or something. She entered my profile in and told them how much charity work I did, I believe. I think that's how it happened. And someone paid for me to go. $500 for me to go. So that's a lot of money, okay? Like, that's a lot of money to me. And so someone paid for me to go to an amazing trip. And I was crying with tears of joy. And I was at Chili's with my grandma. My grandma's like, what's happening? Like, whoa. And I'm on the phone with Janae, and I'm crying. As soon as I got off, I texted, like, Ray, I'm like, guess whatever, I'm going with you. And she's like, ah, bunk buddies. And we're just so happy. Such a happy friends. And at this point, I still didn't believe in God. Like, I knew, like, there were signs, but there wasn't, like, a click. And I really wanted to believe in God. I really did. I wanted someone to have a faith in. I know this video is really long, but this whole story, I just could not. This is the shortest you're getting. And then my grandma told her, and my grandma's like, I'm so proud, I'm so happy for you, good, I'm glad for you. I was so happy, I couldn't stop smiling. It was the greatest feeling in the world. I just could not wait. Like, you guys don't even understand. I mean, it's probably months away, and I cannot wait to go again. And I'm just so excited. Oh my God, so happy. But, gotta calm down. All right. So then, we skip, we go to, we're getting ready to go to Carolina Point. We're getting on the charter bus, and all my friends are there, like Ruth, we got, Rashada, who we can call JJ, because over the whole entire trip, we were so twinning so many times, so now she's just JJ for Jordan Jr. Y'all don't know that, that's why. We had, Shanae, we had Janan, we had Latasha, Natasha, Rain, we had me, Kristen, Kiki, and I'm making sure I'm not forgetting anyone. And if I do, I'm terribly sorry, but I don't think I am. And it was just the girls group, that's all I remember the name. I know Corbin and a few other guys, but I know the girls group was our cabin, which is Dunrock. It was amazing. Like, we bonded. Every night was cabin night, I think it was called. And what we would do is there would be a booklet, and every day there was questions, and you would answer them. It was just amazing. It was great. And you got to know everyone. I'm really close with all the girls. Like, we still talk. And there was a speaker, and he was making everything so clear. Like, he was talking about God and the story, and I'm just like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. Like, I never knew that. And, like, now I know that because he made it so easy for me to understand. And I was so happy, and I'm not going to tear up. Like, they're not tears of sadness, there's tears of joy. Like, I love this place so much. I can't even explain to you guys. Oh my God, I loved it. And so we're there, and I mean, there's so many fun things. You go ziplining, you go hiking. That was a lot of workout. There's this thing called a blob. There's a water hole. There's golf frisbee. Oh my God, that was so funny to play. They have like their indoor thing where there's like pool, foosball, hiking trails. I mean, there's rocking chairs. Everyone played board games. They had every day they had a new activities. There's mud racing, like this competition. Oh, it was so much fun. I've never done anything so much fun in my whole entire life, and I just cannot wait to go back. And I'm going to be so sad when there's like an age limit and I can't go anymore. I'll be like 60 and I'll still be going. And I love it so much. And I met so many good people there, like Drew, Aubrey, oh my God, what's her name? Melissa. Yeah, I met so many great people there, and I still talk to them a few, and like they're so sweet, and they're such great people. And the like second to last night, there was a night where they were like, it was like a real serious talk. Usually they make jokes, but it was serious. Everyone has to be by the stage at a certain time. Everyone. And the speaker was like, I want you to go out, and it was nighttime. He's like, I want you to go out, find a spot, do not talk to anyone. And that was weird. Like, we're not allowed to talk to anyone? Okay. He was like, don't talk to anyone. You're gonna sit down for, I think what he said was, oh my God, I don't want to say too long, but it was like 30 minutes or less, something like that. You sit out there for 15, 30 minutes. Just you and God. That's it. Just connect, and if you don't believe in God, then just think, clear your mind, And in my head, I'm like, great. I'm going to sit here for like 15, 30 minutes and literally stare at nothing. I was so psyched. Not really. JK. Don't really care. I was like, great. Lovely, And, God, I did not want to sit out there. I mean, but the stars were beautiful. So I did find a spot. And everyone did not talk to anyone. It was amazing. Like, it was really breathtaking. Like, it was just wow. Like, everyone's following the rules. So, I sit down, I lay down in the grass. I'm looking up all these stars. All these beautiful stars. I love stars. And they were just amazing. The mountains, the skies, the fresh air, the crickets, the birds, just everything was beautiful. And it was like, I was just saying all my issues. I was praying. I was like, oh, please, please, please give me a sign. I really need you. Like, I was begging almost. It was ridiculous. And at the point where I was just about to freaking quit, I was so done. I just did not care anymore. I saw this one bright, shining star. And you know how you have your inner monologue, how you think like, she does not look good, and that's in your head, right? You can hear your own voice. Well, there was another voice, but it was not mine. I swear to God, I'm not crazy. I swear to you, it never happens. And it was like something like, within all these beautiful stars, you are that one bright shining star, Jordan. You are my shining star. And I started like crying, and I had a hard time breathing, and it was so overwhelming. And I was like, and then I saw a shooting star, and like, it's getting hard to breathe just because it's so amazing. It was so unreal, it was unbelievable, like what just happened. And I couldn't understand. Oh my God, it was amazing. And the guy said, the speaker told us, at the end of your time, you'll hear music. He's like, and if you choose to, I want you to stand up and say, yes, Jesus, like you're accepting him. And the music played after the time went up, and I stood up and I screamed, yes, Jesus, at the top of my lungs, and so did a lot of others. And I just was drenched in tears, because to know that all these amazing individuals, are accepting God along with me, so I know I'm not the only one on the journey. It's just amazing. It's something you would hear in a movie. It really is. And then the next day there was the leaders, which was Jan. She was allowed to pick someone to tell her story, and I told the girls my story. Everyone was happy, like, oh, good job, Jordan. We're so happy for you, and that's great. I was so freaking psyched. You don't even know. You don't even know. I was so happy. I went up to the speaker. I hugged him. I told him thank you. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't even, I wouldn't even know where I would be. And that was a lot to say if a guy I just known for like a week. So, Janae asked me to tell my story. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll tell my story. Again, I don't cry. Just gonna hate you. So the speaker was like, all right, can Jordan Powers please come to the stage? I was like, it's all right, got this. I'm getting ready for this. I'm all pumped. And we go up there, and what I'm supposed to do is I was supposed to tell my story, like a short version, like way shorter than this version, like you don't even know. So I was like, hi, my name is Jordan, blah, blah, blah. I'm like really fun, blah, blah. I'm like, I tried committing suicide. I have the hardest life. My mom's a drug addict. My dad recently died this year in February. And, the day after Valentine's Day, that was really hard, like, I had to go to the funeral and everything. It was so hard. And Rain was there. That was awkward. Oh my god. I know I'm like getting off, but I forgot to say this, but it was my friend Rain was over, my best friend. She was over and we were playing like categories, and all of a sudden I get a phone call from my uncle, and I haven't talked to that side of my family in the longest time. And I mean, I miss them so much, and I can't wait to actually connect with them when I can. And he was like, are you sitting down? I was like, yeah. I hate those words. I hate those words. Last time I heard those words, one of my best friends died, and it was just awful. And I was like, yeah, I'm sitting down. And Rain was there, and she's looking at me, and I was had this like dreadful face on me. And he was like, your dad passed away. Even though I'm not gonna cry, I'm gonna tear up, but I'm not gonna cry. Even though I never knew him, that's still my dad. You know, it's my gene pool. And I was hoping when I got older I'd reconnect with him. You know, I met him once when I was 15 for 30 minutes. I knew my stepmom more than I knew him, you know. So I was crying so hard, and I was freaking out. I told him, thank you, blah, 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 thank you for telling me. And he's like, call me when you can so we can talk about the funeral. I'm just like, I mean, it's a lot to take in. And then Rain's right there, and I don't cry in front of anyone, and I'm crying in front of her. And oh my goodness, I kept saying I'm sorry to her, and she's like, what's wrong? And I told her, and she's hugging me. That does not help. Oh my god, I was crying even more, if that was possible. And I kept saying, I'm sorry, I'm crying, I'm sorry, I'm crying. You know, she's like, Jordan, you're fine. I'm like, I'm so sorry. And it's just, and oh god, it was awful. I mean, I'm apologizing for crying about the death of my dad. But anyways, back to the story. Oh, well, here's a picture of him and me when I was a little girl. It's my favorite picture. Okay, sorry. So then, when I'm back to my story, so I told that, I told him how I tried committing suicide, and I told him that I was going to do it again until I got a sign from God, and I said that Rain, I embarrassed the crap out of her. I'm going to do it every time. I said, Rain, over there, pointed to her, they had a spotlight on her, was my angel. She saved me, and that's what I will call her. If anyone asks who she is, I'll be like, she's my angel, because she is. Weren't for her, I wouldn't be here, honestly. And that's not to give anyone, like, oh, well, Jordan doesn't care about me. I'm like, I do, but, like, I mean, she literally saved my life. Like, I was going to go leave this world, and if it weren't for her, I wouldn't be here. And she doesn't understand how much importance she is to me. And she was crying. Thought that was the funniest thing. I'm super sorry. But I thought it was so funny. And, she was crying, and we learned this thing: if you ever see anyone in trouble or upset, you just give them this sign, like, I love you, because, everyone's going through their own thing. So if you ever see someone like this, you do this, it means I love you. And me and Rain do it to each other, and she does this to me all the time. And she did it to me, when she was crying, and she couldn't stop crying. She was, like, covering her face. Janine was, like, patting her back. I mean, it was so surreal. And I was telling people, and I made jokes, I did not want people crying, because I heard some people cry besides Rain. I was like, crap, that's not okay. So then he was like, well, how do you feel that now you accepted God? I'm like, you're going to laugh at my analogy, but it works for me. I was like, it's like a first date. When you get asked out, you're nervous but excited. You don't know if he's going to bring, like, a tacky card or a bunch of roses, I'm like, it's the first date, we'll see where it goes. Almost like it's the first step, we'll see where it leads. And so far I'm doing good. I'm not going to lie, I don't read my Bible every night. I don't pray every night. I mean, I try to. And sometimes I'll forget to pray when I eat, just because it's not something I'm used to doing. It's a new lifestyle. I mean, it's a new everything, and I'm trying to accept it. And I do, like, I'll be in the middle of eating, like, oh, I'll drop, like, my food. I'll be like, I'll pray. And I got this amazing Bible. Mine's so, up to date. People get on my level. It's called God's Story, and it's a Bible. I know it looks all fancy, but it really is, and it's really nice. And I read it like a book. And just, so much happened on that trip. I think that trip is just amazing, and I cannot wait to go back. I'm like I think I'm more psyched than anyone. Like, I don't even know. And then there's a band that played. Like, literally an amazing band. Like, I have their CD, and I met them. I actually got to sing with them. It was amazing. I got to sing with this leader. They're called The Remedy. Worship, they're amazing. Jenna, I sang with her. She's a singer, you know. I don't know all their names. I'm going to get to know their names. But this is their poster, and they signed it for me. It was really, really awesome. Sorry. Okay. So, I mean, that's pretty much my story. Like, it wasn't the happiest story, and I'm still going through struggles, and I'll go through some hard times where I don't believe, like, you know, this is bullcrap. But I know that what he does is for my own good. It makes me who I am today, and I'm not gonna complain. I love it. I mean, I am pretty awesome, I must say. Let me give her props. But I'll show you pictures of these people because they deserve to be known to the world and how amazing they are. If it weren't for Sam, you know, she helped me through a lot of struggles too. Like, I mean, she did talk to me when no one else would, no one else could, and she also knows some things I'm going through, and I would talk to her, and she's just an amazing person. Eva, I can't even fathom how amazing Eva is. Like, literally my twin sister. I mean, we're different in ways, but we're so alike in our family and our past, and she's just amazing. I love and adore her. Okay, well, this is Rain. She's like freaking angel sent from God. She's so pretty. Trying so you can see her. Bro, that looks like really weird. There we go. Oh, well, you had it. Okay, that's Rain. She's like Indian. I love it. Sorry, but she is. And I was gonna like censor names, but I'm just like, forget it. Like I could not. I'd have to restart this video. It's already like 30, almost 40 minutes long. Holy crap! I'm so sorry, people. I mean, if you're still watching me, you deserve like an award. This is Eva. She's like gorgeous as all get up. That's Eva. There you go. And Sam has like red hair. Well, she did. I don't know if she does anymore. Sam. Oh, and this is Jordan. This is what Jordan looks like. Okay, so you get a look at this. You love it. I know. Y'all are like, dang. That's it. And oh god, I was so mad about this that you didn't even know. Okay, here you go. Here you go. Red hair girl, I swear. Okay, well that's my story, people, and I know this is long enough, and I'm super, 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 super sorry. But if y'all want to watch it, watch it. All right, bye. More to come.